Dustin Long, NBC Sports. What's your comfort level with the track at this point?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's still areas probably that you could fine tune and get a little bit better. But overall, I felt like it related well to the simulator. The feel of the car somewhat similar, and all that. So, I was lucky enough that they got to put in some tire packs on the simulator on Tuesday for me to get in and kind of visually get a feel for that. So, yeah, I thought it all looked normal to what I was used to in the sim. So I think that helped make the learning curve a little bit better. But at this point, I think we've had to work on our car quite a bit to try and get it more comfortable. I think the altitude and what that does to the downforce and stuff is a real thing. It definitely feels different out there, braking and the initial kind of turn into the corners and stuff. So yeah, it feels a little different and something you have to adjust to.
The forecast for tomorrow has the potential for rain, or even if it's not rain during the race, that might rain in the morning, so there could be a wet track. What are the challenges, and how might this track change under wet or rainy conditions?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, me being not that experienced on wet, I would like for it to not rain or be wet, but I think at the same point, that opens up an opportunity if you do hit on it or get comfortable. You can make a big difference behind the wheel. So, I don't know, but I'm a pretty risky driver, and you see that at Chicago. I crashed last year, so I don't know. I could take it or leave it. I would rather leave it, but yeah, we'll see. We'll just be ready for whatever conditions come.
Go right here in the middle.
It's Kyle Larson, NASCAR.com. How did you feel with the elevation getting out of the car after practice yesterday?
Yeah, I think when you're in the car and after, I don't know, I think you're not focused on that, so I didn't notice anything. It's more like when I walk up the stairs to come here or walk up the stairs to go to the driver's lounge. By the time you get to the top, you got to breathe a little bit heavier. So, but in the car, no, it felt fine. I tracked my heart rate and all that looked normal. So, yeah, I'm not sure. I think it's just, you're not focused on that when you're driving.
We'll go over here to the left.
Hi, Kyle. Welcome to Mexico. What do you think about the track? What is the most difficult part of the track here in this Mexico City weekend? And if you can tell me as well, what is your favorite part about Mexico?
Yeah, I think so far, the most difficult thing or different thing to a typical road course that we feel would be, I think, that lack of downforce and then how that affects the brake zones. So that's kind of been challenging. I think you could see a lot of drivers kind of struggling with that. Yesterday, I think the sim kind of under-predicted that. So, all the brake zones we had to work to kind of back up and then, so you don't lock up your rear tires or your front tires and whatnot. So, yeah, that's been the most challenging piece, I think, for most everybody. And then, yeah, Mexico's been fun. It's a different feeling weekend for us here. We don't have our motor coaches and all that, so we're all kind of put up in the same place, and got to ride in shuttles together, and it's honestly really fun and enjoyable to be around your competitors and get to know each other a bit better. And because on a typical weekend, we just kind of lock ourselves in wherever we're at, and we don't talk to anybody or anything. So it's nice that, yeah, you're almost forced to hang out with each other, and it's cool. You get to know them. So I've enjoyed that. And then, yeah, going to the what do they call that thing? That thing yesterday. The wrestling was pretty cool.
Does it feel like a school trip?
Yeah, I guess you could compare that. It's been a long time since I've been in a school field trip, but it does feel like that.
Jordan Bianchi, The Athletic, you talked about how this is kind of a different weekend for the drivers in terms of interactions, that kind of thing. Is there anything you pull from this weekend that you would like to see incorporated at other NASCAR races?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I think maybe things will come up tomorrow, and seeing how driver intros go or the post race podium and stuff. I think that's could be an easy piece to incorporate to other weekends. I don't know. I like hanging out with the other drivers, but I don't know how you ban motorhomes and then force us to stay at the same hotel in Pocono, but it's fun.